Hi, it's Tara Green of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. I'm here a couple minutes early because I'm doing this on my phone this time, which I haven't done before, only because shades of Mercury retrograde in advance. My printer didn't want to print out my sheet where I my astrology prompt where I talk about all the aspects. So anyway, so I'm here early. I want to know how everybody is today. I'm hoping also that my phone doesn't refresh all of a sudden. I don't know how to change that for some reason. Sorry that I'm sounding like a technological Luddite today. So I'm up here in Toronto, Canada. Hi, Ann. Hi, Bob. Oh, good. I can see everybody this time. This is the advantage of doing this on my phone, trying not to get that glare on my glasses as well. Hi, Patricia Lambert. Welcome, welcome. Hi. Let me know where you're from. I'm up here in Toronto, Canada. The Cosmic Intelligence Agency is, of course, centered in Melbourne, Australia. There's lots of astrologers in Australia. Okay, so hi, everybody. Welcome. Here a bit early. You know, it's Virgo. Got to be prompt. Got to be on time. Virgo time. I have a Virgo Virgo South node in my 10th house, so I got to be on time for this. You know, got to pay attention to all the details. Okay, my Twitter notifications are coming up as well, but I'm just going to ignore those. Hi, Mary. Hi, Michael in Sydney. Hi, TAURUS from the US. Okay, hi. Hi, Mike. Well, this is great. I get to see everybody's names. Hi, Muazzam in Pakistan. Wow, cool. Hi, Tamara Sands, Dodge City, Kansas. Okay. Andre Rose. Hi. Hi, Cheryl Woods. Hi, everybody. So welcome, welcome. We're still a bit early here. The early birds get the worm, you know. Okay. Hi, everybody. Somebody from New York City. Millie. Jessica. Erin, San Diego from Oregon. Hi, everybody. Okay. Yeah, so it's still August 31st here up in Toronto, Canada, where I am. I know it's already September the 1st. Somebody from Kingston, Jamaica. Hi. Louisiana. Hi, how you doing there in Louisiana after that big Hurricane Ida? Hi, Heather. Hi, Tracy. Oh, it's great saying hi to everybody. From Georgia. Neptune Girl. Hi, Neptune Girl. Okay. So, okay, it is 8 o'clock. So, welcome, welcome. This is the September Astrology Tarot Preview and Guidance. And if you haven't been here before, I'm Agent 129 of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency up in Toronto, Canada again. So, if you haven't been here before, the way this works is I'm going to read out and kind of riff off all of the major planetary aspects for September. It's going to be a pretty big month, actually. And then I'm going to pull tarot cards. This is the Thoth Tarot, using only the 22 major arcana because these are the big archetypes, the movers. You could call them guardian angels. So I like to work with these because then that's the powers working with you. Good morning. And I might throw in a few extras too. Okay, so I kind of can't believe it's going to be September already, but it is. So I'm going to do a little preview, a little overview of the month. There is a new moon, September the 6th in Virgo, September the 7th, of course, if you're over there in Australia. New moon in Virgo with lots going on there, okay, because it's opposite Neptune and Pisces, but we'll get to more of the details. September the 10th, Venus enters Scorpio, so it will be in Mars's sign. September the 14th, Mars enters Libra. Libra's Airbnb sign, I call it these days of Libra. And they are in what's called mutual reception. You know, Venus is hosting Mars, Mars is hosting Venus. It's very wonderful, very loving. And they're going to be in mutual reception. Can't talk now. Mutual reception. I'm going to slow down until October the 7th. Okay. On September the 20th, there's a full moon in Pisces at the very last. It's the 28th, but we count that as the 29th anorectic degree. It's very, very karmic, so that's a major completion cycle, and it is just before the autumn equinox is actually on September the 22nd this year, a little bit later. I always find it interesting that people who think they are, you know, Libras are often Virgos. Okay, so that autumn equinox is at 12:21 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 3:21 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 7:21 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, Mercury goes retrograde in Libra, so lots of communication snafus on September 26th or the 27th, depending on where you are in the world, at 25 degrees, 26 minutes precisely, squaring Pluto. So that's going to be, you know, fasten your love seatbelts, I'm calling that one. All right, so Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Chiron, and then Mercury are all going to be going retrograde until October the 10th, when Saturn finally turns direct at 6 degrees of Aquarius. So lots of review, lots of going backwards, lots of, redoing, rethinking, not time to move ahead at all. Okay, on September the 2nd, now we're going to start with the details. September the 2nd, Mars in Virgo, this is a very Virgo time right now, opposes Neptune in Pisces. So that's really good to be an earth warrior, to defend Mother Earth, to go to battle for her, to, clean up your act in terms of how you're consuming with the earth. Also clean up your diet. Your upper digestion can get very, very sensitive. Well, all the planets are in Virgo. I find that myself. So notice it's because the Sun and Mars and Venus are still in Virgo. Okay, so watch your diet. Eating natural foods, taking natural medicines, homeopathy, naturopathic medicines, getting all your nutrition from plant-based foods is really good while the planets are in Virgo. Now up here, I'm up in the northern hemisphere, so it's the last kind of time to get ready to do cleanses before we go into the equinox. All right, on September the 3rd, Venus in conjuncts Neptune and Pisces. Now Venus is the human act of love, human loving. Neptune is the higher octave, that's the soulmate aspect, okay? So Venus and Neptune are just not seeing each other. So, it could be, difficult issues in terms of your projections. That's Neptune and Pisces. Love is blind, and suddenly the bubble might burst. So be aware of miscommunications on that day. On September the 5th and the 6th, Mercury trines Saturn. So that's good for lofty, inspiring, inventive communications. Might hear something from Elon Musk there. September the 5th and the 6th, Venus squares Pluto. So this is big power, love, sex, dramas. What is it? Is it love or power? Psychologist Carl Jung always said that there are only two emotions, love or fear, or love or power. Okay, so it could be devastating love games as well. On September the 6th and the 7th, Venus in Libra trines Saturn in Aquarius. So love is kind of cool and detached. It's time for allowing, letting go. It's kind of karmic luck in love, I would say, because Saturn giving you nice benefits. You want to take advantage of that, whatever sign you are. September 7th and the 8th, Mercury is opposite Chiron in Aries. So again, you want to talk about where you're wounded. Okay. Where are we now? Okay. September 7th, the 8th. Sorry, I'm just reading down here. All right. Mercury. Okay. What the hell's going on here? All right. For some reason. All right. There we go. September the 10th, Venus enters Scorpio and Mars. All right, on September the 14th, Mars enters Libra. So Mars is going to be kind of weak, or considered weak traditionally in Venus's sign, but I would say it's good for the divine masculine or the warrior masculine to kind of let his feminine in. That's very important. We need the divine masculine to stop being so toxic and to balance out. That's really beneficial for all of us, and we each have an inner masculine and feminine, no matter how we identify. So again, that nice mutual reception, that's great for relationships from the September the 14th to October the 7th. So do take advantage of that. Great for socializing. I know for a lot of us who've been in lockdown, this is your opportunity. That September the 20th, the full moon there, for some reason, what's going on here? For some reason, this is not working properly. How odd is that? I'm not seeing all my aspects. Okay, hang on a second. Just a minute. I think I've got the wrong thing here. Hold on a minute. I've got to regroup here. Give me a second here. I had this all written out nice and tidy, and I couldn't print it out, and now I can't find it. Oh my God. Okay. Do I have to do this right off the top of my head? All right, I'm going to have to do this from my book here. All right, where was I up to? Okay, Mercury opposite Chiron on the 8th. On the 10th, we got to the 10th, Venus entering Scorpio. All right, I'm reading this right off my book here. September the 14th, Sun opposes Neptune in Pisces. Now that can be an incredibly practical, dreamy day. It's good if you want to, do meditation, find a budget for your retreat, kind of get the real goods about your false gurus, your false prophets, anything like that. Also, it grounds your body. So grounding your body in protecting yourself against viruses, Neptune in Pisces. Somebody's just asked me there about the Black Moon Lilith. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Mars enters Libra. We did that. Mars enters Libra on the 14th. So again, Mars slowing things down. Okay, and then on the 16th, the Sun in Virgo in conjuncts Jupiter in Aquarius. So that can be, again, technological glitches, because when these two planets are in quincunxes or in conjuncts 150-degree angles, they're not seeing each other. So you could be blindsided. It could be hackers, technical snafus. Remember, Mercury is also going into its shadow period when it hits 10 degrees of Libra. Sun trines Pluto on the 16th. That's one of the biggest, wealthiest days of the year. Now, Sun in Virgo likes to save money. They're penny pinchers, they're accountants, they're nitpickers and things like that. But Pluto in Capricorn is wealth. So that could be a nice rebalancing the budgets, your own self-worth issues, your power, empowering your body, really strengthening your body and your soul power. That's Pluto. Venus squares Saturn on the 16th into the 17th. And so that again is, Venus in Scorpio, so we're going to start to feel all that heavy, emotional, transformative, sexual, intense, obsessive, jealous. That's the downside of Scorpio. Secretive, but it could be big secrets out. So Venus square Saturn could be something to do with cryptocurrencies as well, a kind of hidden wealth, black market stuff. I don't know, some secret thing, cabal, power coming out. Okay, Saturn in Aquarius is about freedom. Okay, Mercury in conjuncts Neptune also on the 17th and on the 18th. And so again, miscommunications, projections, ideals, about things, and then, Mercury in Libra, wanting to be nice, all this nice time now. Everyone wants to be nice and socially accepted, and social media and dating, online dating, all that stuff. You're going to be happy in a way to be at work from a detached place with all this Libra energy. And it's, of course, great for Libras. Okay. So you may have to adjust your dreams and watch your dreams on that night, too, on the 17th, okay? All right, now, on the 20th, did I do all the aspects on the 6th? I didn't. I'm going to go back for a second because for some reason we're having a script. I'm going to go back to the new moon on the 6th, by the way, which is Labor Day here in North America and in England. Mars trines Pluto. That is a big wealth aspect, okay? Venus trines Jupiter in Aquarius. So again, there's big trines going on this day. The actual new moon, 8:52 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Sun trines Uranus, so expect big changes, technological changes, money, cryptocurrency, could be a big, accounting, accountability, all of that stuff, but could be quite wonderful too. Lots of these amazing trines on that day, and then Mars in conjuncts Jupiter in Aquarius. So again, Mars in Virgo, nitpicking, Jupiter in Aquarius is kind of like a little bit laissez-faire there. Okay, now we're on the 20th. Okay, isn't this a typical Mercury retrograde thing that I'm having to do this on the spot? Okay, full moon, 28 degrees of Pisces, as I mentioned again, that we always round up to the next degree unless planets are retrograde. 29th degree of Pisces is next to the last degree in the whole zodiac. And my astrology teacher was very spiritual, my tarot teacher as well. And they said the whole purpose in your life is to progress your planets until they're at the very last degree of Pisces. So if you're born at the very last degree of Pisces, it's considered to be like your last lifetime. You're ready to kind of exit. So you have to make sure you're at what's called a bodhisattva in Tibetan Buddhism and make sure you're not creating any more karma. Okay, now on the 20th, very strong Pisces, full moon, so a time of completions and endings, big time. Venus in conjuncts Chiron and Aries, so again, we might be wanting to open up, but not open up. There's that kind of back and forth, extremely defensive, actually, Venus and Scorpio as well. Mercury trines Jupiter in Aquarius, so it's great for communicating, meeting new people, doing things on the internet, launching a new project, anything to do with advertising. That's really good. Okay, now, on the 22nd, it is equinox, so one of the 4 major gateways. I'm going to call into okay, sorry about that. Sun enters Libra at 3:21 p.m. That's Pacific Daylight Time, 12:21. I've got it wrong. Sorry. Fall, bear with me here, folks. Fall equinox, also called Mabon. So one of the 4 major cardinal points in the year, always to be observed. Okay, so wherever you are in the world, this is what our ancients, our ancestors did for thousands and thousands of years, for millennia. So Sun enters Libra at 12:21 p.m. That's Pacific Daylight Time, 3:21 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 7:21 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Mercury squares Pluto just before that as well. on the 23rd, but this is also part of the equinox energy. Now, the equinox birth chart is a chart for the next 3, 6, 9, even a year, okay, those quarters. So you want to plan out what you're going to do for the next quarter, at least. Venus in Scorpio opposes Uranus in Taurus. Again, this could be sex scandals, again, money laundering, cryptocurrencies. Uranus in Taurus rules cryptocurrencies. Hacking. Again, I'm picking up hacking. Okay. All right. Now, the 25th, Mars trines Saturn in Aquarius. Okay, so that's also very airy, very uplifting, very positive energy. Could meet people who are older, mentors, kind of a very high, lofty energy there. Mercury does go retrograde again at 25, 26 degrees of Libra there on the 26th, 27th, until October the 10th. So you know what to do when Mercury's retrograde. You know, it's nothing to be feared. But, of course, I know it sounds trite, but Mercury in Libra will bring back friends, lovers, people, acquaintances, internet buddies, whatever, who you've connected with in the past, right? But don't panic. It's not a disaster, which means without a star. You just have to review. Just, you know, all the things you want to plan maybe for 2022 would be a good time for you to do that now. It's not that far off. All right, on the 29th, Venus trines Neptune and Pisces. This is one of those beautiful, uplifting, spiritual, but can be very delusional, addictive projections, you know, bubbles bursting, but generally positive. I mean, all of the aspects have positive and negative aspects. So Venus trine Neptune and Pisces is at 21, 22 degrees. So if you have planets at that point or at 21 or 22, Cancer, you get a big grand trine. So very emotional. Again, Venus and Scorpio, you know, the ability to have that X-ray vision, can see right through somebody's heart, right through their soul. Really powerful. It would be great if we could all do a group, you know, fly on the wall, remote viewing, wouldn't it? Hey, maybe I'll organize that. Sun trine Saturn on the 29th and the 30th. The month is closing out with Venus square Jupiter in Aquarius. So again, that's very enriching. Venus, Jupiter, positive energy. And then Mars opposes Chiron on the 1st, which is, if you're ahead of our time here, you get that one. Okay, so this is probably what you've all been waiting for. Now I'm going to smudge you all virtually. Okay, so just think about where all those aspects are in your chart. I've never done this totally live, spontaneously like this before. So, all right, then we're smudging everybody virtually. Going to step into a sacred space whenever I do tarot, or before I do astrology readings too. It's always nice to kind of smudge the air there. Okay, so here's how I do this. Here's my beautiful Thoth tarot deck there. I'm going to take my special Herkimer diamond crystal. This is my cosmic tuning fork, my psychic clearing energy here. I smudge those cards, I tune them up. And then I'm going to tune into what Aries needs. So I'm going to go through all of the 12 signs, of course, from Aries to Pisces. And if you know your sun, your moon, your rising sign, you can, you know, pay attention to all those cards as well. It will be posted after. Or even where any of your planets are that you're concerned about right now. Okay. All right. So Aries. I hope y'all can hear me okay. Can you hear me okay? I didn't even ask that. Okay. Herkimer diamond. Yes. All right. So Aries, you get the number 21 here, which is the card of the world or the universe. So this is about major completions of lessons in your life. You really want to make sure that you pay attention to reality. This card is related to Saturn. This is one of the reasons why I like to use this deck, is it's got the planets and the astrology symbols on it. So major life lessons, been there, done that. Make sure you know that you're creating your reality. You're taking responsibility, Aries, or Aries moon, or Aries ascendant, for creating everything in your life. Now, this could be hard lessons, but you know, you have to face the reality. So this can relate to your career, Aries. Could be like, you know, I've reached a peak in my career right now. I want to start something new. You know, Aries are naturally entrepreneurial. They get restless. They get bored. But in any sense, you have to take responsibility. So you have to finish what you start. You know, you can't just keep going on to what's new. So, you know, lots of fire signs are like that. You know, just jump on to the next thing. Okay, so Aries, number 21, the universe or the world. So this can also mean that you're going to be launched out in the world. Okay, so get prepared. You could be launched out into the world. You could be getting notified from people. So be prepared for that. If that's something you're really looking for, then put that out there. Okay, and the power of intention. Okay, here, I'm just going to move some things around here. Okay, so Taurus, can you hear me okay? Somebody please let me know that you can hear me okay, because I can't tell. I hope you can. All right, Taurus. Oh, Taurus. So you get the Magician, the number 1 card in the Zodiac. Okay, in the tarot. So we've just gone from the number 21 to the number 1. So the last card, the first card. Okay, good. I'm glad that means you can hear me. Okay. So the Magician, Taurus, new beginnings, new energy, new ideas, new thoughts, new relationships, new everything. So this is where you have to realize that you're the magician, and your magic power is your consciousness itself, just like I said, power of intention. So understanding what the conscious mind and the unconscious mind are doing, because you have to have that duality. That's Mercury. Mercury, the magician is Mercury. So while Mercury is retrograde in Libra and Venus rules both Libra and Taurus, you really want to pay attention to that, okay? So maybe a time to go back to the drawing board, to where you started, number 1, and rethink everything, okay? Rethink everything. Where do you want to go? It's a very creative, you could sell anything to anybody, what do you want to put out there? Taurus rules the throat chakra, your voice. Where do you want to start? So pay attention to that, okay? And, be ready for the new, okay? All right. So Gemini. Now the North Node is winding down its tour through Gemini. So Geminis, you've only got a little bit longer to kind of lead the way here before the North Node enters Scorpio. Okay, so Geminis, you get the Hermit here. Okay, so Geminis, it's time for you, especially when Mercury is going to go retrograde, because it's also your ruling planet, to really withdraw, to really go within. This is number 9, the Hermit, okay? And it is like the card of Virgo, actually. So, I would say, even though this is for Gemini, you can apply it for Virgos as well. So the number 9, again, completion, finishing the things that you started. Gemini is also a little jump in, get bored, want to start new things all the time, okay? So the number 9, it's also relating to your diet, your health, if you've been worried about your health. In medical astrology, Gemini rules the lungs. So with COVID-19, Geminis are technically more susceptible to getting any kind of lung issues, bronchitis, pneumonia, viruses in the lungs like that. So you really want to pay attention to upping your immune system, cleaning up your whole place. It's a whole sense of cleanliness, of letting go of things, just decluttering, okay? Declutter your mind, declutter your environment, declutter your diet, eat plant-based, all that kind of stuff. So listen to your own inner wisdom. This is very much like gut wisdom. Virgo rules the upper intestine. So I know Gemini's you're always in your head, but this is where you really need to pay attention to your own gut wisdom, okay? Also, Virgo has to do with merchandising, marketing, taking stock of things, maybe time to take inventory as well. Okay, so listen to your own wise inner wisdom, Gemini, the Hermit. Okay. All right, Cancer. Now, of course, Virgo and Pisces are the signs getting the new and full moons this month. Cancers are always affected much more by the full moons. Anyway, all right, so Cancer, you get the number 3 here, the Empress. So the Empress is Venus, and so Venus, while she's in Libra, is really in her ruling sign. When she enters Scorpio, not so much, but she's going to be very darn sexy there. So the Empress, she is the goddess. You are the goddess right now, Cancer, which you always are. Anyway, this is more of that, more of the great mother, more of the nurturing, the loving, the taking care of family. Could be your mother, any women, children. It's a very fertile sign as well if you're wanting to get pregnant, if you're wanting to conceive of anything. This is paying attention to your womb. So if you're having any issues with your womb, with your menstrual issues, this may be time to really nurture yourself. The womb is really the part of women that is the most holy and sacred. So nurturing other people, learning also to receive, Cancer. Very important. Cancers don't know how to receive, so this is always, you have to remember, it's a give and take, okay? And so, maybe this is time also to let down your shell, let down your walls. The full moon would be a good time for doing a lot of releasing, of course. It's a very powerful one on the 20th, okay? So also be very creative. Venus, creativity in any of its form. Everybody's dancing these days. Dancing, singing, drumming, painting, acting, whatever it is you want to do. Express yourself, cooking, especially Cancers love to cook, decorate your house. during this month, it would all be really beneficial times to work with the goddess and listen to the goddess, listen to the Great Mother. If you've had any trauma, a lot of people have been traumatized over all of this. If you've been traumatized by loss, you need to connect with the Great Mother and with your ancestors, all of your female ancestors as well. So that's what Venus represents. And maybe go out and see if you can see Venus in the sky. All right. All right. Okay. Cancer. All right. We're at Leo now. So Leo, blessings from Quebec. Thank you. Okay. So Leo. All right. So Leo, you get the number 20 here. Now this is called the number 20 in the traditional tarot if you're used to using the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This is called Judgment. In this deck, it is called the Aeon because this is Aleister Crowley's deck, and I know he gets a bad rep, but he was also an incredible magician, and he threw people off on purpose as well. So I can separate somebody from their work, and it was also actually Lady Frida Harris who painted this beautiful deck. And so this is called the Aeon because he predicted in 1913 or 14 when he had his vision that the new age was coming, that the age of the divine child is coming, okay? So this is about not judging ourselves, not judging each other, not judging the world. There's tons of judgment going on in the world these days. The more we judge others, the more we're holding ourselves back as well. And this is literally a rebirth. Okay, so Leo, you need to rebirth yourself. You need to change it all up. You need to free yourself. You need to let your divine child out. Leo is the sign of the child, okay? So, let your child out, inspire more children. Maybe you're supposed to be a leader and work with kids. Maybe you're supposed to help out kids that don't have education or poverty or whatever. There's a million ways to help children these days, kids from Afghanistan, people all over the world. You're a spokesperson. You're a leader, Leo, the Leo kings and queens. So step it up. Be the leader. Help other people free themselves. Help people play. Help people lighten up. Help people stay in their hearts. That's Leo. Leo is the sign of the heart. And it is courage and strength and power and joy and shining the light. Okay? So Leos, we really need you to bring it. And I'm really feeling the buzz when I say that. Okay. All right. All right. So Virgos. Okay, now, of course, it is your time. Okay, so Virgo, you get the card of the sun. Okay. So Virgo, this is your time to shine. The card of the sun, the number 19. There's two little kids playing on the top of this holy mountain. Enjoy. So what makes you happy? What lights you up, Virgo? Do more of that. You're very modest. Play, bring the light, bring the joy, bring those inner children out, bring those two parts of yourself out. Play. What turns you on? It's usually very simple. This is another variation of that card. Whatever turns you on, you do. So Virgo, that means, nourishing your body, making sure you're lit up about your work, about your career. A lot of people are working from home right now. So, that kind of, is that really lighting you up? Is that what you really want? Do whatever you need to light you up, dancing, walking in the woods. Virgos need to be in nature. What makes you feel great? Do you have to have your smoothie in the morning? Whatever that is, and bring the light to other people. You're intelligent, you're practical, you're humble, you're hardworking. If there's been a big dream that you want to bring out in the world, I would say, let your light shine. Don't hide it anymore. Virgos are very modest, which is beautiful, but also let your light shine. Okay, Virgo, you get the sun. Okay. All right. So Libra. Okay, so now Libra is going to be kind of center stage here in a little bit. Okay, and you get the card of Libra. Okay, that's very nice. I always love it. This is what tarot does the best. It's that synchronicity. Okay, so Libra gets its own sign here. It gets justice. Now, in some decks, this is number 8. In other decks, it's number 11. So, that's a whole tarot controversy why that is, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Suffice it to say, Libra, this is a doubly and triply and over-the-top Libra time. So you could be a little bit out of balance, and you want to make sure you stay balanced. This is the time that you step up to your role as the real peacemaker, as the go-between, as the ambassador, as the counselor. So many people are still stressed out, PTSD, all of that stuff. You want to bring your counseling skills to bear. Again, doing all those Libra things, ruled by Venus, love, beauty, harmony, the arts, social networking, event planning, all of that stuff, plan for the future. So this can also bring issues of justice or things related to court cases, settlements, divorces, things like that that need to be brought to bear. Any karmic issues, anything that you felt you didn't get to say, you didn't get to put your 2 cents in because you were worried about being nice too much, it's important that you release that energy, even if you just write it down or get it out without the other person responding. So whatever you need to bring yourself into balance, Libra, that's what you need to do. Okay, all right. Okay, now Scorpio. Now, because Venus is going to be in your sign very soon, Scorpio, it's your time. You get all the love. Okay, now Scorpio, you get the number 7 here, which is the symbol called the Chariot. Now, this is like the sign of Cancer, so of course it's another water sign. So this is about you really withdrawing even more, okay? You can take these tarot images as meditations, as looking at all the different details, the symbols, everything in a tarot card is symbolic. So the gold armor for Scorpios, Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon, Scorpio ascendant, you want to visualize yourself wearing this golden armor. You are that knight in the chariot. Now the chariot is your emotional body. You need to get perfect control over it, even though it might be, an up and down ride there. You want to be perfectly centered, okay? Especially when Venus is in Scorpio, it's really going to bring a lot of that Scorpio energy out. You want to be centered. You want to be calm in the storm. You don't want to get thrown around or thrown off by your own internal emotions, okay? So this could be a golden time to get centered. The wheel that the charioteer is holding is the wheel of karma or the wheel of time, okay? So it's also, Scorpio, family, your home, what you nurture, what you want to be nurtured. Again, your stomach could be very sensitive during this time. Are you centered in your life? If you're not centered, then what do you need to get yourself centered? Protection, psychically protecting yourself as well. In this card, the charioteer is under a canopy or which Jewish people get married under when they get married for a reason. It's a protective device, so you might need psychic protection, so pay attention to that. Maybe you're leaking energy. So this is a time to think about also timing of events. The number 7 has to do with timing of events, like Saturn archetypally moves in 7-year cycles. So there's a time to move forward and a time to not. Of course, while Mercury is retrograde, you don't want to move forward. Okay, nurturing home, family, it's very fertile, children, pets even, what's going on in your home, your mother, this card relates to your mother, your family in general, okay? So Scorpio, number 7, are you in the driver's seat emotionally or aren't you? Okay, it's funny, I use that metaphor about Mars being in Libra's Airbnb sign while he's visiting. Okay, so now we're at Sagittarius. Okay, now Sagittarius, again, the South Node, finishing up Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius, you get the number 2 in the tarot. This is the High Priestess. Okay, now this is my card. This is my soul path, life path card. That's why I wear my High Priestess headdress here when I'm doing this sacred work. So the High Priestess, the number 2. Of course, the number 2 has to do with duality, and everybody's in these polarized oppositions these days. But really, they're not opposite. They are complementary, and so you can see through that veil of illusion. Now, there's lots of illusions, lots of misunderstanding, lots of projections going on. So you have to learn to trust your intuition. Absolutely, totally, 100%, 200%. Trust your intuition, Sagittarius. Now, it's usually very high. Sagittarius is quite a mystical sign. It has faith. You have to have faith that the universe has your back. So this is the time, especially on the dark moon, because the High Priestess rules the dark moon, to really go within. The dark moon is in Virgo, Sagittarius, which squares your sign. Go within, listen to your intuition, and really start paying attention to your dreams, because the High Priestess rules the dream world. Now, there is going to be some nice Venus-Neptune activity this month, but whenever this card shows up, it's about paying attention to your dreams, dreaming intentionally before you go to sleep at night, Sagittarius. Tell yourself, I will be awake in my dreams, I will remember my dreams, and then to record them, write them down, or even if you wake up in the middle of the night, speak them into your phone, whatever. Record them, bring them into reality, okay? Gives you a lot of emotional strength to go through solitude, and a lot of people have been in solitude. Opening the veils between the worlds, okay? So you may always feel like you're in a twilight zone these days, but not in a bad way, in a good way. being able to kind of straddle both worlds. So you become a bit of, a counselor, a go-between, kind of a bit of an ambassador, a mediator, because that's what you do all the time. Sagittarius. Okay, so the number 2, the High Priestess, also has to do with relationships too, because there is always self and others in a relationship. Okay, so Capricorn. Okay, so Capricorn, you get the Fool. All right, so Capricorns, I know you probably hate the idea of this, but the Fool is actually the wisest card in the deck. The Fool is the symbol of enlightenment, of living fully in the moment, of not worrying about the past, not worrying about the future, just being fully in the present. That's what enlightenment is all about. So with the Fool, this is the divine Fool, you need to let your inner child out. Now, Capricorns have been really serious since the get-go. That is the hallmark of being born a Capricorn, and I do believe that everybody, is an old soul, or maybe a younger soul, but you definitely choose your parents and your time of birth, your place of birth, how you want to identify yourself from birth. That can change later, to have a specific experience, okay? So the Fool brings you back to that living eternally in the now, okay? So let go of all of that heavy baggage that I have to be at the top, I have to work so hard, I have to master the material plane. I know that's a really, really hard lesson for Capricorns to do. You could also do something stupid and foolish, but that's okay, just laugh at it. Go watch that Hollywood classic, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, one of my favorite films of all time. It's great for learning the lesson of the Fool. I'd recommend that to anybody, actually. John Huston, Humphrey Bogart, great film. Very apropos for now, okay, for not taking things so seriously. So the Fool can also bring a child into your life, a younger person, somebody innocent. Maybe you're going to need to mentor someone as well. Starting a new business, starting a new venture, but also not really caring about the outcome. You do things just for the experience, which is what the Fool is all about. The Fool represents the soul bravely deciding to enter into the material plane again, just to go through the experience. Okay, all right. So the Fool, enlightenment, joy, fun, playfulness, all of that stuff. Okay, Capricorn, be the divine Fool. Okay, all right, Aquarius. All right, so Aquarius, what have we got here? Okay, Aquarius. Okay, you get the Devil. All right, so the number 15 in the tarot. Very misunderstood card, interpreted many different ways. It is related to Capricorn. So Aquarius, because Saturn traditionally rules both Capricorn and Aquarius, this may mean that you need to really pay attention to history, pay attention to the past. I know there's this whole thing about, dumping all the past, and this is not about colonialism being good or anything, but there's stuff from the past that we need to remember, because if you don't remember history, you're going to do it all over again. There's an old proverb like that. So one of the things, Aquarius, is maybe you need to finish or get more serious, responsible about your work, about your school, about where you're going in life, to think about your long-term plans. What do I want to build? What do I want to be remembered for? Capricorn is always about, Saturn, those hard lessons. You could be feeling kind of dry and kind of cold and kind of distance. It could be issues with your father. Capricorn represents your father or your mother, your parents, family, people you're worried about. So the Devil is about not buying into what seems to be only happening on the material plane. The Devil is the illusion that all there is physical wealth. That's why people sell their soul to the Devil for wealth. They forget that we're really, spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. So this is where you don't want to sell your soul to the Devil. Also, seeing through all the devils and the demons that exist in the world. Okay, so seeing through, being at that higher consciousness level of Christ, seeing through the demonization where everybody's like blaming everybody else for being the Devil, which is really their own shadow work. So doing that shadow work, so any projections, which is like going on like crazy these days, what is the shadow that the person who's doing the accusing doesn't want to deal with? This is really important work. This is huge work. We all have to do this work right now. The world's shadow, projecting on the outside, it's always their fault. It's somebody else to blame, but that's really our own unconscious crap that we haven't dealt with. Okay, so a good time to do some deep, intensive psychological work. Okay, so don't be afraid of the Devil. The Devil used to be called also a daemon in Greek times, and it was a kind of a guardian angel. Okay, all right. So it's also about fear. Hang on a second, Aquarius, fear. Do not buy into the fear. Okay, fear is being promulgated everywhere. Do not buy into the fear. Okay, it's not real. It's just an illusion. All right. All right, Pisces. Well, this is a really intense session this time, but I'm loving it. I hope you are too. Okay, so Pisces, saving the best for last. So, of course, the big full moon on the 20th. Very impactful for all you Pisces, Pisces rising, Pisces moon. All right, you get the Tower here, so talk about impactful. Okay, so the number 16 here, the Tower can seem destructive, of course, because, 9/11, September 11th is going to come up this month. With all due respect for the thousands of innocent people who were killed, the Tower, this archetype represents what America went through almost 20 years ago. It's hard to believe, 19 years ago. It was supposed to be a wake-up call in consciousness at its highest level. That's what it's about. On another level, this is like the card of Mars, which is like about destruction. And things always have to be destroyed for something new to be born. Even when you get married, you kind of die as a single person to enter a complete union with another, technically. So the destruction of the old false self, this is a necessary part of really waking up, of really becoming enlightened. Your ego self, that's what Mars represents, the ego self, the defenses, the walls that we put up to, especially Pisces, which they kind of need to survive the hardness, the abrasiveness of the world. Maybe you need to really let those walls down. Maybe sometimes we can blind ourselves, okay? So it can also be a rush of energy, okay? It's Mars, after all. Mars is going to be in Venus' sign for a while there. So at the very least, Pisces is a big wake-up. It is the third eye awakening, so you can really see what's going on. Now, Pisces are very intuitive. Of course, Neptune and Pisces for all these years. And again, at the, I believe it's at the new moon, Neptune is opposite the moon, okay, and the sun, which it is, yes, on that new moon on September the 6th. So wake up call, as you wake up, all you can do is heal yourselves. I know you want to heal the whole world. You root for the underdog, all very beautiful, but you have to heal yourself first. So this might be a time when you have to deal with your addictions, with your anger issues. It's Mars, repressed anger from your childhood and the unconscious. It's be really good for you to deal with that so you can clear it and really become totally clear and a totally amazing channel where you can really serve the world. Okay. All right. So, Cosmic Intelligence Agency, I want to thank you, fans, Facebook fans, however you got here, fans. I want to thank you. It's Tara Green here, and I want to invite you, it's my personal plug here. I am doing this series of full and new moon astrology magic workshops and rituals. So the next one is on the Virgo new moon on September the 6th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You don't have to be a huge astrology fan or know that much about astrology to come to it. There's a PowerPoint, PDF. I do a ritual, a guided meditation. It's very powerful. So inviting you to come and join that. You can find out about that on my website at taratarot.com. And if you want to get in touch with me, I'm there too. So wishing you all the best blessings for September. Thank you so much. Until next time. Blessings.